Hello and welcome to a Roblox scripting tutorial based on Vector3 and CFrame. First off, a Vector3 and CFrame both can contain position, while a CFrame can contain position and a rotation with it. As you look in the position property for a part, you can see these three values separated by commas. The first one represents the x-axis, which is left and right, while the y-axis, which is in the middle, represents up and down, down, up. The z-axis is at the end, which represents in and out. So these are just a point in 3D space. If you've taken algebra or most math classes, they will tell you about x and y, which is left, right, up, and down on your graphs. The only difference is this is x, y, and z. Now the Vector3 can be used to change the property, rotation, position, size, and so on of a part. But while a CFrame is capable of changing its position and rotation, another difference between these two would be if you set the position of a part using Vector3, and this position would be, let's say, inside of part B, which is the blue one. You try putting the position here, the part would actually go on top of it instead of staying inside of it. But if we did this with a CFrame, the part would stay inside, just like that, instead of being stuck on top of it. Because the CFrame allows the collision while a position would not. Meaning if you resized this part with, well, the only way to resize it with size, I'll type it in now, you see it go above. You see, the part went on top of the blue one. Now, to show you actually how to change the values and some more information on them. First, we can make a variable on A and B, calling them just A and B. So A equals game.workspace.a, then B equals game.workspace.b. Now, if you don't know, you can actually just put this script, copy it, paste it inside a part. If you wanted to reference A instead, you could be like script meaning this script right here, this one. And every script references itself, so you do script.position equals vector3.new, and then you type in the numbers you want. Right now, the position is this currently. Let's say we wanted to even it out, make it 40, make this 160, make this -30 instead. Now I'm going to actually copy that code and paste it in the command bar instead of running the game. And you're going to see the position change. As you see, the position also changed here. Now you can do the same exact thing for rotation, route velocity, and velocity just by changing the property you're editing, like this. By spelling it correctly would help. Of course, the numbers I'm putting in may not go so well. A little weird, but now it's rotated. I don't really think anybody rotates with Vector3s on the rotation property, but that would be how you do it. If you don't know what route velocity and velocity is, if you were to have this part anchored, which it is, and then spread it out, change the velocity, and you stepped on it with a change velocity, you would get pushed away on that axis. Route velocity would do the same thing, just it would rotate you around as if this was spinning. but the part will actually not spin. I will actually resize this and edit it in the game and let you see what happens. Oh yeah, I forgot that my script is enabled. Plus there's a useless script inside here. So this part had its its rotation changed, and because it was changed with the position, you could see it's touching the base, because position does not allow a collision. Might as well just try it out on this anyway. Now if we were to change the velocity, you're going to see my character get pushed in this direction by 10. That slid off. Or if you change rock velocity instead, just put it in this axis. I'm going to use CFrame on A again. Well, that's new. The part saved its positions. Oh well, we're going to use B then. So, B, instead we're not going to do dot position, we're actually going to B dot CFrame with a capital CF equals CFrame dot. You can see all of these here, angles, is just used to rotate it. As you saw, it says equivalent to from Euler angles, XYZ, being this, meaning you can just use angles instead of this longer one, because it will do the exact same thing, except for angles is a lot shorter. But first we're going to change the position, so we're just going to type cframe.new, and let's just copy and paste this again, and slightly change it, 40, 160, 30. Now I'm going to run this in the command bar. Now you see it moved. What I'm going to do next might be a little bit more advanced, maybe not. It's going to be setting this CFrame to the CFrame of A without typing out cframe.new. Well, you're just going to see what I do. So B.CFrame equals A.CFrame. Let's copy all this, paste it. The part may be gone, but it's actually right here, inside. Now, let's toss this up and do the same thing, but with the position of Vector3. So B.position. Run this. Now this time, the part did not go inside, but instead, it's on top, because like I said, no collisions are allowed. Now how do you rotate this? You can easily, again, just do B.CFrame equals CFrame dot angles instead. And now you type your number. There are different ways to input the values. I would like radians and so on and so forth. What happened there? I forgot to change the position part of the CFrame, so the position became 0, 0. Now if I undo, go back to this part, and change my code a little bit, you want to do b.cframe equals, now right here is where it messed up, because there was no position, making it 0, 0, 0 for the position. We don't want it to be 0, 0, 0 in the position. So we do b.cframe equals b.cframe times cframe.angles 0, 11, 20. Why multiplying? That's just how the C-frames are for Roblox. You can't add it, you actually want to multiply it. You're going to get the hang of it by practicing. You could just wiki it, learn more about the operators. And the operators for C-frame is the same thing for Vector3, such as plus, minus, divide, times, and so on. Now we're going to run this again and see what happens. Now it stayed in place and then rotated. If you look in the properties, position changed as well, along with rotation. Of course, this is a lot more different number than what we inputted. If we were to do something maybe a little more advanced, like math.rad, which if you read this, returns the angle, which will be this number, given in degrees, in radians. You want to input a number that you would imagine in degrees. So we did 360, this wouldn't change. So copy all this. 360 is a complete turn all the way around, to the point it'll look the same. Now if we do this, it won't change. But then it did. Look at that. I'm teaching and I don't know what I'm doing. Anyways, that's actually because I left b.cframe here times. It was just adding on to the existing rotation. So this actually didn't change, but these two did, making it look like it changed, causing me to think otherwise. Now that seems like good enough. The next tutorial may be on creating new parts and maybe some more advanced stuff by a little bit. Don't forget to like and subscribe.